Hello everyone, and a very warm Australian welcome to Singing Tips. I'm Lois Johnston. I'm a professional opera singer and vocal coach and teacher. And this channel is all about me teaching you how to reach your vocal potential. I'll give you the tools that you need, which are the singing tips, and then it's really up to you to use those, both for the tutorial that we're doing today, but also they're transferable skills that you can use for anything else that you happen to be learning at the moment. Today's aria is a baritone aria from Marriage of Figaro, Se vuol ballare, and it's Figaro's first aria from the opera. The Count has decided that he wants to have a little dalliance with Susanna, who Figaro is about to marry. Figaro and Susanna are both servants, so they have very little autonomy. They really do have to do what they're told. And the Count has given Susanna and Figaro a new bedroom, which will be their marital bedroom. But worryingly, it's right next to the Count's bedroom. So Susanna has twigged exactly what the Count is up to. He wants her to be very available for him, should he wish. Figaro hasn't quite caught on yet, but he does catch on when Susanna puts it right under his nose, and then he gets pretty cross about it. So this aria is him talking to himself. He's the only one on stage, and he's sort of saying what he is going to do to the Count. I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to make you dance to my tune. I'm going to trick you. I'm going to find out all the little things about you that I can maybe use against you later on. What you have to remember is that Figaro isn't necessarily the sharpest tool in the toolbox. And this is a comedy aria. So it's all about him bigging himself up and giving himself, just talking himself into feeling a bit more courageous about what's about to happen in the opera. So let's get started. I've given you the background. It's really important that you know what you're going to be singing about, because the emotions that you feel when you're singing color the timbre of your voice. The translation is going to appear on the screen. So I've given you a rough idea of what the translation is about, but the literal translation will come up on the screen for you. And the next thing, of course, is if you haven't already warmed yourself and your voice up, please do that before you start. You'll find links in the description so that you can do one of my quick 10-minute warm-ups. This is a great aria for pretty much any voice type. Obviously, I'm not going to try and sing it in the baritone range, so I'm going to be singing up an octave. It's great for mezzos. It sits really nicely for the mezzo voice. It's great for me as a soprano. Tenors, fledgling tenors can manage it, but of course, you can change the key just a little bit. That's fine. If you know the channel, you know that I'm not territorial about music. I think it's for all to enjoy. So I really don't have a problem if you're a soprano or a mezzo and you want to have a crack at this. It's a really, really fun aria. So it's in F major. We are going to go a little bit slowly and be a little bit circumspect because it has 3 sections. The second section is a really fast section. So when you're preparing an aria, any aria, this is probably the first tip of the day really, is check what the fastest part of the aria is and make sure that you aim to nail that, because it's the fast part that will inform your choice of speed for the slower part. No point in learning the first part of an aria and then realizing that you can't handle the fast speed when it comes. So we're going to just do the whole thing a little bit slower while we're doing our work on the aria. So we're going to start phrase by phrase, and I'm just going to speak the text to the rhythm. So your first phrase is Se vuol ballare, signor contino. Se vuol ballare, signor contino. Il kit chitarrino le suonerò. Il chitarrino le suonerò, sì, le suonerò, sì, le suonerò. Now we're going to sing the phrase. Se vuol ballare, signor continuo. So our emphases are ballare, signor continuo. Sing it with me. Se vuol ballare, signor continuo. Then we repeat the phrase just higher. Se vuol ballare, signor continuo. New phrase. Il chitarrino le suonerò. Il chitarrino le suonerò, sì. Le suonerò, sì. Le suonerò. Sing that last two phrases, the il chitarrino phrases with me. Here we go. Il chitarrino le suonerò. Il chitarrino le suonerò, sì. Le suonerò, sì. Le suonerò. Now, technically, there's nothing too hugely challenging in this, apart from the fact that you have to have a beautiful legato line going. And you have to, I think, he's feeling quite sarcastic. It's quite a bitter aria, actually. He's feeling betrayed by the count because he's only just found out what the count is up to. So there's a touch of bitterness and sarcasm in there. And I think when we are going for those higher notes, so particularly, the first one isn't so bad. Le suonerò, sì. Just make sure that you pitch this on the note and then drop the jaw. Le suonerò, sì. And then more so for the second one that goes up to the F. Le suonerò, sì. So pitch the S on the note. Si, and then put the E sound into that lovely R space. Le suonerò. Breathing wise, you've always got a crotchet or even two crotchets in the middle of phrases, so in between the phrases. So just make sure that you use the whole time, whether it's a crotchet or two, to take a really, really good breath. And then for the next section, just make sure you breathe the bar before you sing. I perhaps should have said at the beginning, there isn't really an introduction to this aria because there's recitative beforehand. So it actually just starts in bar one. So if your pianist gives you a chord, you should be fine, F major chord, and then you can just take a really long se vuol before you start the aria. It's actually called a cavatina rather than an aria. It kind of hints at Figaro's simplicity. I don't mean that as a mean thing to say. He just is quite a beautiful, naive soul. And I think that's why this is called a cavatina. It's our real introduction to Figaro and his character. Next phrase. So this starts in my bar 23. Same text, except that we've got new variants now. So we've got se vuol venire nella mia scuola, la capriola le insegnerò. So all fairly straightforward. C'est vuol. So you're transferring from the U to the R just smoothly. C'est vuol venire, emphasis on the ni. Nella, double L, so just linger on the L a little bit. Mia scuola, so the R sound is the emphasized vowel. La capriola. Lane. So there you've got two vowel sounds, E and E, and you just make them an even quaver each. Lane, señero. That text then repeats. So just say that with me now. 1, 2, 3. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola. La capriola le insegnerò. Tune-wise, we've got this now. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola, la capriola le insegnerò. So sing it with me now. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola, la capriola le insegnerò. Text repeats, new tune. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola, la capriola le insegnerò, sì, le insegnerò, sì, le insegnerò. And the dynamics, I mean, this is Mozart. Often the dynamics just follow instinctively and intuitively what you feel they should do. And this is no surprise here. So the se vuol venire is loud, and then nella mia scuola, which is all about him being brave and then just remembering he's actually going to try and play a trick on the count. And then the same repeats. La capriola le insegnerò, sì. And again, just find the S, pitch it on the note. Sì, le insegnerò, sì, le insegnerò. Now then, new section. Counted wise, you just have to learn how this goes rhythmically, and then it will be quite instinctive, I think. So it's 1, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3. Ma piano. And then piano, 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 piano. So that's all about, but slowly, little by little, quietly, I'll find out all his little secrets. So the saprò, just say it with me. 1, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, saprò, 2, 3, ma piano, 1, 2, 3, 1. Piano, 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 piano. So with the melody, so again, relatively high in the voice for lower voice types. Sa, saprò, sa. Again, pitching the S on the note, dropping your jaw. And this is piano, by the way. 1, 2, 3. Saprò, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Saprò, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Saprò, 2, 3. Saprò, 2, 3. Saprò, 2, 3. Ma piano. 1, 2, 3, 1. Piano, 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 piano. So just sing that with me. I'll do the counting. 1, 2, 3. Sapro. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sapro. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sapro. 2, 3. Sapro. 2, 3. Sapro. 2, 3. Ma piano. Piano, 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 piano. And I think with that, the pro is always going to be loud. So the sa pro. Because the sa is higher, it's always going to feel louder. So it means you just have to work harder on the pro to make that seem like it's the loudest syllable of the two. So 1, 2, 3. Sa pro. Working on the bottom one. 1, 2, 3. Sa pro. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sa pro. 2, 3. Sa pro. 2, 3. Sa pro. Ma piano. Piano, 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 piano. New bit of text. So this is the bit where he's saying, I'm going to find all your dark secrets. So, meglio niacano dissimulando scoprir potrò. So, meglio nia. So, meglio nia. So, you have to get the lio on beat 2, the nia on beat 3. So, meglio niacano dissimulando, dis with a double S, scoprir potrò. Just say it to the rhythm with me. 1, 2, 3. Meglio niacano dissimulando, scoprir potrò. And interestingly, it's all on one note. So this is where you just have to work really hard at pitching your consonants on the notes that they belong to so that your pitch doesn't wobble. Underneath is all this slinky chromatic stuff, and that's the dark secrets that he's hoping to discover. That's what this whole bit is about. So the piano is all chromatic, but you're just holding your melody. And again, it's quite quiet, quite intense. Meglio niacano dissimulando scoprir potrò. And ideally, you'd be aiming to do that all in one breath because it is just one sentence. The good news is that you've got a whole, 2 bars before you actually sing. So you can use a whole bar to take your breath. And then we go into our next section, which I've lost, which is our fast section. Here it is. Now, the way to work this out is you've been in 3 before. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, for the presto, which is the fast section, each one of those clicks becomes a whole bar. So it becomes 2 beats. So if we're doing 1, 2, 3, the next section becomes l'artescamento. So we're going 1, 2, 3, l'artescamento, la te adoprando, di qua pungendo, di la scherzando. Tutte le macchine rovesciero. So there are some tricky little bits in here, plus it goes fast. So top tip here is go slowly. If you learn something wrong because you go too quickly, it's really hard to undo something that you've learnt wrong. Trust me, I know from experience. So we're going to go really slowly on this section while we just say it. So l'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando. So tea all happens on one quaver. L'arte adoprando, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando, tutte le macchine rovescerò. So tutte, double T, le macchine rovesce. Shia happens on a quaver, again 2 vowels that you just elide smoothly. Rovescerò, rovescerò. And then all of that text repeats, so you get this twice. Singing it now. In fact, no, just say it with me one more time. So what I would do is I would learn to say it really, really slowly, and then I would speed it up incrementally until you can say it at the speed that you would like to sing it. And then you go back to singing it really slowly and speed that up until you can sing it at the speed you learnt to say it. I hope that makes sense. So slowly saying it again. L'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando, tutte le macchine rovescerò, rovescerò. Singing it now. L'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando, tutte le macchine rovescerò, rovescerò. Breathing wise, you can breathe l'arte schermendo breath if you need it, but I would probably just lift there. There's a comma, but I probably don't need to take a breath. L'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando breath, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando breath, tutte le macchine rovescerò, and then breathe there between the 2 rovesceros. I think we don't need to do that again. I think you can just go over that bit yourself if you need to. The next bit is the same bit of text, but it's the new bit of tune. So it goes, l'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando, tutte le macchine rovescerò, tutte le macchine rovescerò, tutte le macchine rovescerò, rovescerò, rovescerò. And then you go into your se vuol ballare, which is called it's the reiteration of the A section, and it says tempo primo, which means you go back to your first tempo. So after the fast section, you go back to exactly the same speed that you did the start of the aria. So that's the whole thing covered. Why don't we sing the l'arte schermendo section together, and then we will talk about performance and practice. So the presto section, still nice and slow. We'll go l'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando, tutte le macchine rovescerò, rovescerò. L'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando, tutte le macchine rovescerò, tutte le macchine rovescerò, tutte le macchine rovescerò, rovescerò, rovescerò. by which point Figaro's worked himself into such a stew that he's really cross now. And that informs how you sing your second iteration of the tune. As always, thank you so much for joining me here today and learning with Singing Tips and joining our lovely community. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share my tutorials far and wide. Regarding practice and performance, I think the obvious tip is just go slowly with this one. Make sure you nail that middle section very, very slowly. Don't go and learn any mistakes because then it's really traumatic. Performance-wise, with this one, you've just got to have fun. You have to remember, even though it can be a lot to learn and it can feel quite serious, it's a really, really fun aria. And I definitely recommend, because there's only Figaro on stage at this point, whether you're doing it as a stage performance or just for fun, for, you know, a row of teddy bears on your bed, it doesn't matter. But I think if you have some props at hand, that's always really, really helpful. So some things that you can throw around. So a hat's always a good one that you can throw off or put on your head to emphasize a particular phrase. And then you'll have seen from the translation that there's the section, the l'arte schermendo, the fast section, uses a lot of fencing references. So generally in most productions, it might seem a little bit obvious, but Figaro uses something that he pretends is a sword, and that can be absolutely anything. If you've got an umbrella lying around, use an umbrella, anything that you can think of, and you can just do some gestures as you're singing along, and it's Mozart, you know, it fits with the rhythm. So here we go. We are going to go into the best part, which is the sing-along. Se vuol ballare, signor continuo, se vuol ballare, signor continuo, il chitarrino le suonerò, il chitarrino le suonerò, sì, le suonerò, sì, le suonerò. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola, la capriola le insegnerò. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola, la capriola le insegnerò, sì, le insegnerò, sì, le insegnerò. Saprò, 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 mia piano, 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 piano. Milioni a cano dissimulando scoprir potrò. L'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando, tutte le macchine rovescerò, rovescerò. L'arte schermendo, l'arte adoprando, di qua pungendo, di là scherzando, tutte le macchine rovescerò, tutte le macchine rovescerò, tutte le macchine rovescerò, rovescerò, rovescerò. Se vuol ballare, signor Conti, le suonerò, sì, le suonerò. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. If you'd like to take your support to the next level, please feel free to join as a member. Any financial assistance helps with the making of these tutorial videos. See you next time.